This is the M4, the car formerly known as the M3 Coupe and the latest version of BMW's legendary performer, and one that's long held a top position in its segment, giving owners discreet looks, thrilling performance, instant recognition, and access to all things German and fast and slobber-inducing.
But now there's a new challenger, and one that's going to give the comparable Beamers a bit of a headache. I want to show you one of my very favorite new performance cars, the Cadillac ATS-V.
This ATS-V is a hot rod model built from the standard ATS, a luxury sports car that already had a lot going for it where performance and handling were concerned. You can get a coupe like this one or a sedan. All ATS-V models get a 3.6-liter V6 featuring numerous motorsports-derived optimizations and twin turbocharged for 464 horsepower and nearly as much torque, about 40 more of each than the BMW. You can get a 6-speed stick. The tester got the 8-speed automatic with paddle shift. Look for 0 to 60 in 4 seconds or less and a 12-second quarter-mile pass. With those numbers, this car is practically a Corvette with a back seat. Outside, little is left to the imagination. Red Brembo calipers peek from behind the wheels, and the two-piece brake rotors suggest serious stopping power. The quad-tip exhausts look like they could fire Scud missiles, and the rear spoiler is charmingly oversized. Up front, it's all about airflow to cool and feed that big V6 and to help keep the ATS-V on the ground, thanks in part to this hood-mounted heat extractor, which also reduces aerodynamic lift. The interior combines leather, suede, gloss, and chrome for a classy and formal atmosphere. There's a hidden storage compartment with a wireless phone charger, proper cup holders, a central touchscreen interface that's all fancy, and a customizable instrument cluster complete with boost readout to watch those turbos. Rear seats are best left to kids or luggage, and front seats are thick and chunky Recaros, plentifully adjustable and damn near perfect for any sort of driving. In fact, there's plenty about this ATS-V that's near perfect for any sort of driving. Ride quality is top-notch. I did 2 5-hour highway trips in this car, and in the tour drive mode setting, thanks in part to the magnetic ride control suspension, the ATS-V is sporty taut but not uncomfortable. The ride is laid back and relaxed, and it's quieter than the BMW by a fair margin. Sporty, yes, but still 100% Cadillac for ride quality and hours-long cruising comfort. The mountain of low-end torque means the engine barely needs to brake idle to get up to speed and beyond. Passing almost never requires a downshift, and driven gently, the engine barely makes a peep. You can almost forget you're driving such a hot rod. And the steering, which is better than the BMW and better than just about everything I've ever driven, and as perfect as I've ever seen. It's extremely heavy and feels bolted and welded to its on-center position, but there's tremendous precision. You need only to tighten the muscles in the palm of your hand slightly one way or the other to get this thing to steer. It's very heavy, very fast, and very, very precise. Result, absolutely locked on high-speed handling and a tremendous sense of confident playfulness, and all with a high-resolution image of what's happening at the tires. In sport or track mode, the feel of this steering system is just on another level.
Really, with these drive modes tied into some of the most effective adaptive suspension and variable steering systems I've ever used, you can quite literally transform the ATS-V beneath you from a hot rod suede-lined missile to a relaxing highway cruiser with a button press. That's good value too. See, this is kind of a pricey car, but really, it's sort of like having 4 cars in one.
And one of those 4 cars is just the craziest and built for this sort of driving. Click the track mode and get the ATS-V riled up, tense, stiff, and aggressive. It's like a dog that's ready to strike. The teeth come out, the muscles tighten, and the hair stands up a little. All systems are go for maximum thrills, and it all comes together beautifully at the tips of your fingers and toes. Make no mistake, it'll play comfy when you like, but here's a car with few expenses spared in the pursuit of pure speed. Let's go on board at Road Atlanta and watch some hot laps from the ATS-V's onboard PDR data recorder and camera. The magnetic suspension is keeping unwanted body motions to a minimum here, while the ATS-V darts around bends with just a touch of rotation on that ultra-heavy steering wheel. The boost never lets up. The boosted V6 accelerates with the breathless pace of a champion sprinter. The torque traps you into your seat, and the gears come fast, one after the next, with no let-up in the power delivery. The engine sounds more exciting than the BMW, a loud, quivering growl. The thrust is meteor, and the rate at which this thing consumes the pavement ahead is just relentless. And the handling when pushed is absolutely sharp, instant, lively. The ATS-V dances, squirms, slips, and slides beneath you with a playful lightness, eager to please all the while. It feels through and through like a smaller and lighter car, and one that's absolutely honed, dialed in, and calibrated. And when you need to dispose of some velocity fast, those brakes are a great match for the engine, massively powerful and with precision and instantaneousness only bettered by that steering system.
If it sounds like I'm impressed, it's because I am. This is one of the very best performance cars I've ever driven on this side of a six-figure price tag. It is remarkable. In fact, only a few little details let it down.
First, the cabin. It's nice, high-tech, pleasant, but the BMW is just on another level here, more rich and lavish and detailed. Second, the driveline, and same story. The ATS-V is very good, but the BMW is more refined, shifts faster, and responds more instantly. Finally, these 18-inch wheels just look too small and too plain, even though they're a $1,400 upgrade. Speaking of upgrades, the tester packed 20 grand in optional add-ons, most of which consist of safety beepers, carbon fiber trim, and some other gadgets. They push the price to 90 grand. Skip them and the ATS-V Coupe comes in from under 69, or about 7 grand less than the M4. And 7 grand is a lot of money left over for tires and brake pads and track day fees, and I know how I'd spend mine. I'll take an ATS-V in black with the 6-speed stick. Thanks for watching.